Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hey, my name is Rebecca, Becky Bex, whatever you guys like to call me. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to create a flawless base using no foundations. Now, I saw this going on like a few years ago where people were using concealers instead of foundation to still create a flawless base and still add the coverage that they need. I tend to do that sometimes where I just tend to wear concealers and a bit of setting powder and be done with it, because sometimes we get that feeling where we don't want to add a lot of makeup on our skin. So if we can find something that can just cover up our blemishes and cover up our under eyes, then I don't see the problem in that really. I've been doing that a lot recently where I have been using a few concealers and setting powder and just going out on my everyday life, just having that on my face, especially when you wear face masks as well. Face masks, it tends to just transfer off. So I'm going to show you guys how to create a flawless base with no foundations. So if you guys are going to enjoy this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you get notified by all my future videos. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram if you like, links in the description bar below. So if you guys want to know what products I use to create a flawless face with no foundation, just keep watching. Hair is put back out of my face. I know it's a bit messy, but we'll sort that out at the end. So now the first thing I would do to accomplish that no foundation flawless look is to use two primers. I know that sounds crazy, but that's what I do. So I go in with a hydrating primer and a pore filling primer. This one's by Miss Beauty. It's the perfect base face primer. You guys have seen me use this countless times. And then I'm also using the NYX pore filling primer. It's very, very dry at the moment because it's freezing cold here in the UK. So I would use this on any areas which needs a bit more hydration, and I'd use this primer on any places which I feel like need more smoothing out. So I would apply this on my T-zone, so where my forehead is and my nose. In fact, I'll show you as I go along. So I'm going to use this one first, use the pore filler first. It's a nice primer, it's a silicone primer, and it fills in any pores. So any bits which you feel you want to smoothen out, then this primer is really good for that. So I'm going to apply it on my forehead. And just a little bit here, and a little bit there. So I'm going to apply this here, apply it around here, here, between my eyebrows, and on my forehead. And then I would apply my other primer on the bits that need hydration, so definitely around these areas, because it feels very, very dehydrated. So I'm going to take some of that, put it on the chin area. So I'm only doing the sides. And I'm going to blend it around here, and then we're going to blend this along the sides, around my mouth area here. Definitely around here. So once you've applied your primers, there is no rule to say you can only apply one primer. You can apply two primers if you wanted to. So once you've applied those, my base looks very smooth and hydrated. Now this is optional, you don't have to do this, but I just like to do it. I'm going to do a little bit of colour correcting. So I'm going to go in with the W7 Saved by the Gel Concealer, and this is in the shade Fair. Now, this is way too peachy to be fair. So I use this for colour correcting, because I find it's very hydrating under my eyes. So I purposely use this as a colour corrector. I'm going to add just a little bit of that under my eyes, not too much, just a little bit. So I don't like to add too much product under my eyes because they can go very cakey. So just add a little bit like that. I'm going with my nice expanded beauty sponge, and I'm going to blend that out. Okay, so that's going to help with the dark circles under my eyes. So once I've blended that out, I'm now going to go in with concealer. Now, I personally would go with a full coverage concealer, so that way you can cover up any imperfections, any blemishes, that kind of thing. So the concealer I'm going to be using, I've got two of them. I'm going to be using this concealer. This one is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, and this one's in the shade Light Sand. Now, this works perfectly as my foundation shade, but it's not light enough under my eyes. So I finally picked up the right shade of it, and this one is in the shade Fair Warm. I'm going to go in with two concealers, so I'm going to use this one for my face and this one for my under eyes. And I've also got this concealer as well to use. This one is the Revolution Conceal and Fix Ultimate Coverage Concealer, and this is in the shade Light Yellow. And this has got silica acid, and this is very good for treating blemishes. So it is optional. You don't have to use 3 concealers. You literally can just go with one concealer that matches your skin tone. So one that matches your skin. So I could, for example, just go in with Light Sand and just use that all over, under my eyes, my nose, everywhere. Blend it in with a beauty sponge and be done with it. But I like to have a bit more brightening under the eyes and also help to treat the spots. So let's apply this. So we're going to start applying yellow sand. And this is full coverage, so I don't really need a lot of it. So I'm just going to swipe about that much. And a little bit here. And here. And a little bit there. I'm going to go in with a brush and use that Revolution concealer. I'm going to use that on my blemishes. It's very light, but it's fine. You can definitely smell the treatment in there. I'll put it up here as well, where I've got another spot right there. And here as well. And a little bit here, where I've got a spot. And a little bit here. Okay, before we blend it in, I'm going to add the other concealer. So this is the one that's going under my eyes. Just going to add 4 little dots. So where I've made an artwork of my face, I'm just going to go in with the sponge and blend all of them out. So I'll use the flat side to blend my face and the tip bit for under my eyes. See, once that's blended out, you guys can see that it doesn't look heavy on the skin. It doesn't look like you're wearing any makeup or anything. See that it just looks very, very light, and that's what I really like. I feel like I just need a bit more brightness down my nose, so if you feel like you need more brightness, I'm just going to go back in with the one I used under my eyes. Just do a couple of dots here. Just add a bit more brightness to the nose. And second, lastly, what I do is just set everything in place. So I'm going to go in with a setting powder. This is the e.l.f. finishing powder in the shade Fair to Light. And I'm going to start just doing my under eyes first, just smoothing them out. I'm going to grab a Ted Baker brush. I'm going to pat this under my eye. So you can use stick concealers. Let me know if you want to see a video on that, because I do have some stick concealers. So if you don't want to use these sort of concealers, I do have stick concealers. If you want a video on that of how to make them work to make your skin flawless, then let me know. I'll grab the powder. God, I'm hitting pan on this powder and it's going everywhere. And I'm just gonna set my face with the powder. Alright, so once you set your face with powder, I was going to say if you do have oily skin, so very oily under eyes, I would recommend just going in with the e.l.f.'s normal camo concealer. It's the one in the black lid. That one is more, it doesn't work for me because it's very drying, but if you have oily eyelids, that concealer would definitely work for you. Absolutely. And there are so many different setting powders you can go for as well. There's hydrating powders, mattifying powders. Just find a powder that works for you and what look you want to go for. If you want to go for a illuminating natural look, or you want to go for a matte natural look, it's entirely up to you. Just find the powder that works for you and what you want to go for, really. And then to finish it off, just go in with some setting spray and set everything in place. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you get notified by all my future videos. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram if you like. Links in the description bar below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day. Stay safe. And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye bye guys. Take care.